I now invite Tamar Uriel Beiri to moderate our next panel on tourism with Jalil Ben Abbas Tarji, former president of the Moroccan National Association of Investors in Tourism, and Matan Beiri, the deputy mayor of the city of Eilat, who comes back on stage. Tamar?
All right. We heard quite a bit about Eilat, and we'll get back to that in just a second. But Jalil, my first question is for you. I feel like Morocco faces similar challenges to Israel in terms of tourism. So what is the je ne sais quoi, star quality of a country like Morocco, do you think, that keeps people, coming back?
First of all, thank you for having me with you today. I'm very jealous about Eilat because I didn't bring a video with me. So next time I'll do it. Yes, thank you. This is, tourism is one of the main engines of the Moroccan economy. It's around 8% of the GDP, and its potential really is to grow up to 10, 12, 14 probably in the next years. So what makes Morocco a little bit different, or let's say attractive? Probably many ingredients you all know, but put together could make Morocco a little bit unique. With many other unique destinations, of course. Proximity to source markets, mainly Europe, the culture, the deepness, let's say, of history, the values of the people, let's say, the natural hospitality of Moroccan citizens in general. These ingredients you can find in many, many destinations around the world, but if you put them together, that brings Morocco with few other destinations, probably more or less, let's say, unique, or at least rare.
So actually, if we're talking about uniqueness, Matan, I have a similar question for you. It feels like in the tourism industry, you're all competing against Paris, Rome, all these quote unquote Western destinations. So what makes Eilat unique and attractive in that way?
Well, New York is a city of millions. Eilat is a city of a few thousands. So I don't know if this is the real comparison, but Eilat is special. Eilat is in the middle of the Middle East. Eilat is the liberal most city in the Middle East. This is her best advantage. And as you can see on the video, we have a lot to offer. We have a big ocean, and we have diving sites, and we have great hotels, and we have astonishment desert. And as I see the potential of Eilat, I think she could be even bigger than what she is now, but only if we can do special cooperations. For example, I sat a few minutes ago with one of the residents of Marrakesh City Hall, and I offer him, let's make in Eilat a riad that brings all the Moroccan culture to Eilat. We can do special rooms, one for music, one for spices, one for food, one for handcrafts. And Eilat's supposed to be the mirror of the Middle East. You can see it. You can see in Eilat everything you want from any other country that we have among us, around the city, because if you stand in Eilat beach, you can see Egypt, and you can see Saudi Arabia, and you can see Jordan, and you're only sitting on the beach, and you can see everything around you. And I think the potential of Eilat is really big, but we need really good partners with vision, and this is why I'm here.
So speaking of which, how did the Abraham Accords specifically affect tourism, hospitality, entertainment industries in Eilat?
In my speech, I said at the first, let's break the wall. It's not just some kind of simple sentence. We need to break the wall together because in Israel and Eilat we have a lot of advantages of knowledge to bring outside from Israel, and in Eilat we need a lot of economic resources. So if we will switch our unique resources together in according of Abraham agreements, we will see the potential growth all the time. We can do a medical tourism in Eilat, and we can do a special convention center together, and we can do a lot of stuff. Switching students, we have now, like as my colleague Udi said before, we have a new degree called CTEC, and you can learn together economic and fintech together, and you can be the next unicorn of the agriculture. So we have a lot of offering to Abraham agreements, and I will really praying to make some kind of business here.
Jalil, I'm curious. Right now, we're talking a lot about, you know, what's pulling people in, but I'm curious actually on kind of the more external circle. You know, what is a good reason, or rather, you know what? Better question: how can investors, new investors, put their trust in investing in the tourism industry in Morocco? How is that an easy industry to break into as an investor?
Yes, thank you for asking, and I would start by repeating what was said by Christophe Bachelet, if I don't misspell his name, a few minutes ago. Generally speaking, Morocco is a very open economy, very friendly, let's say, investor-friendly economy, both for Moroccan and international. And especially in tourism, any foreign operator or investor can come on his own, or can have a local partner. There is no obligation. It's really according to his interests. We have, what does he need? He needs a good lawyer and a good accountant, and of course, to find the right segment and the right business model. So really, and there is also a very big potential in this industry. We believe that the Israeli, let's say, investors, operators have a very significant experience in many areas, in many segments. In some areas, we might be marginally competitors, but only marginally. Let's say in the core business, we can have a real good complementary, let's say, business models. So yes, Morocco is willing to attract foreign operators and businesses. We have tens of international brands, tens and tens, from Europe, from America, from everywhere. And I think that the market is still very open and very, let's say, sexy.
I love that. So, I mean, you're saying that, you know, on a business level, the two industries are kind of competitors. How, nevertheless, if it's possible at all, can those two industries, the tourism industry in Morocco and the one in Eilat and in Israel in general, work together in some way and cooperate and perhaps encourage growth in both sides?
Well, really, without being an expert on the tourism industry of Israel, I know just a little, but I can try and answer your question. I do believe that based on the expertise of the Israeli industry, we have many segments like in leisure, in corporate hotels, business hotels, maybe in desert Sahara facilities and special experiences. We can mix our experiences here, and you know that Morocco is very much investing in his western provinces, and that may have some common, let's say, common environment as you have in your country. So I think we know that there are a couple of investors that are already looking for opportunities. And as a former president of, let's say, a trade organization, I would be very much willing, on a very free basis, to help orientate any interest that might come today or tomorrow through you or directly. We have, let's say, we have trade organizations that are very reasonably well structured. We have a special investment agency for tourism that's very reactive and competitive. We have a very, let's say, competitive tourist office that help and has a very strong ambition to expand the business for all of its components.
Matan, I'm curious what your thoughts are on the matter. How can the two tourism industries nevertheless cooperate and work together?
Like I said before, except of the collaborations between the cultures, if I didn't mention it yet, as I spoke with Rafael Nagal yesterday, Dr. Rafael Nagal and Abraham Circles, we have a new international airport in Eilat near Timna, where is Salomon, yes, stands. And there was even a wedding 3 weeks ago in Eilat of some kind of special Moroccan family, Missy Elbaz, if you know. Yes, Rabbi? In Eilat area. And this international airport is waiting for partners. From this specific airport, you can be the gate of the Middle East to Africa, Asia, and Europe with goods, with a lot of ships, even from the seaport, by the way. We have a lot of benefits to give any cargo air companies or any airlines, commercial companies, that they can come to Eilat and make a home base. Because if you know Ben Gurion Airport, he's in full capacity. In Eilat, you have 9 clear slots to make new home bases, and then we can make a lot of collaborations together between Morocco to Eilat and especially to the United Emirates.
If I may, I was thinking about one special segment. I want to stress on it. It's I believe your colleagues in Israel have a strong experience in lifestyle hotels in Jerusalem, in Tel Aviv, and I think that in this big segment, there's a lot to do in Morocco in general, in Casablanca, especially in Marrakesh, and the lifestyle let's say, segment is an important one. So it's an extended invitation to.
So I'm curious, especially now, Jalil, if we're seeing Morocco quite miraculously recover from a drop in tourism during the coronavirus pandemic. Reports just coming out yesterday of Morocco recovering 80% of its tourism industry was truly incredible. As someone who knows the industry, I think it's fair to say fairly well. What's your prediction for the future of tourism in Morocco?
Well, first of all, you're right. We have been, even ourselves, Moroccans and Moroccan citizens or Moroccan operators like myself, we have been, let's say, nicely surprised by the results that we have achieved. Some of them surprising, really. That's one thing. The second thing is this means that the potential of this specific sector is still very strong and open. And also, again, it's very much open to investment. There is the state and the government for many years before had a clear strategy and a clear policies and incentives to develop the country, because it's employment, because it's hard currency, because. And the state has invested a lot, like in your city, in many different areas. So yes, just to give you a personal example, experience. 1 year ago, I had almost decided, not but let's say our corporation, because we have partners, but we decide together. I had decided, or I had thought that I would never invest again in this sector, again, because it was a hard time.
Wow.
We had 20 months of very hard time, and it's almost decided, not written, but decided. I'm closing a deal this afternoon. And I'm surprised by myself, and I'm already thinking of new things. So this is human beings a little bit crazy sometimes, but this is human psychology. So, but again, now we are very positive trends, and I'm surprised when I think what I was thinking a year ago.
Amazing. So it's really just two different worlds entirely in just 1 year alone. Matan, I'm curious how the coronavirus pandemic and crawling out of it has kind of affected Eilat, which is a city very much dependent on its tourism industry.
Wow. COVID is hard for us. We have a PTSD from COVID. When the COVID came to Eilat, we had a employment crisis. 80% of the Eilat citizens was unemployed. 50% of the houses in Eilat was both of the parents unemployed. Every day we were busy of making food for people. This is how much the COVID hurt in Eilat. But we have 2 conclusions from COVID. One, that Eilat could not stay anymore, only tourist city. And the second one, that is Eilat is before everything a tourist city. And this is why we need to keep investing the tourist industry and keep improving the product of Eilat as a tourist city. And now we are stronger and smarter than before COVID. And we understood that to development Eilat as a big tourist city with a stable economy all year long, we need to bring a lot of economic bases, like a big convention center, like an amusement park, like tourism medical place, a big one, and to take the international airport forward all the time, to take his potential to the edge. And if you saw me yesterday on the gala, I was looking like a poison rat. I didn't stop going around between people and say, hi, nice to meet you, I'm from Eilat. Come invest, hi, nice to meet you, I'm from Eilat. with the big determination to take Eilat as far as I can. And one word about the biggest advantage of Morocco, the people. The people of Morocco is the biggest weapon you have, the biggest one. They are the most service people that I ever met, most polite, and tourism industry in Eilat needs a lot of working hands. And I'm inviting you now. Let's exchange workers.
Thank you. Listening to you, we can only visit you.
Thank you both very much, and may the tourism industries in both countries succeed.